Hello everyone, welcome to the video. So in this massive box, I have a set of new wheels. This video has actually been a long time coming because it turns out setting up wheels is a lot harder than I thought. So yeah, so let me give you a quick brief introduction. So these are wheels which were sent to me by a company called 9Velo here in China. So I do actually believe this might be like a world exclusive. I'm not sure anyone else has ever seen these wheels or reviewed them, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I might be one of the first people to try these. So these are carbon wheels, carbon spokes, everything carbon, and they've got a 45mm rim depth. The internal width is 21, the external width is 28. If you want any more details, I'll whack some information on the screen. So you might notice they've already got like brakes attached. They don't come like that. I've just already had a bit of time with them. I've already installed the brakes. I've already installed the cassette on the rear wheel as well. So yeah, it turns out it's a bit more difficult than I thought. So it's actually been a bit hectic for me recently. I've been moving house, so I haven't really had that much time to make videos. So before I moved, I managed to put the cassette on, put the brakes on, and I was gonna test them out and go riding. I thought I'd bought everything I needed to set these wheels up, but I was wrong. So what I assumed all you'd need would be your cassette, your brakes, your tires, and your inner tubes. And I bought all of that in anticipation for these arriving, but it turns out you need some more. You also need this, which is rim tape, which I didn't even think of. I had no idea this existed, so I had to buy these online because the local bike shop didn't have any, so that took like another extra week. And then I had to buy, what else was it? It was these. Yeah, I had to buy some of these, which are valve extenders. So yeah, it's been a bit of a mare getting this all sorted. Anyway, the weight of these I'll put on the screen because they're so much lighter than my current wheels. So yeah, let me get the tires, the inner tubes installed, and I'll take them for a quick ride to see how they go. So while you're watching me struggle with my rim tape, I would like to say a big thank you to 9Velo for sending me these wheels. They were an OEM manufacturer and now they've started their own brand, so hopefully the quality and experience they have should lead to some pretty good wheels. I'll be doing a proper full review in a few weeks once I've had a bit more time with them, so if you want to see that, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. So I've got my tyres here. These are Continental GP 5000 STRs. So these should be a massive, massive upgrade from my stock wheels. So my current wheels are just the one which came with my bike, which is a Trek Domane AL3. So yeah, these wheels, these tyres should make the bike a whole lot faster, hopefully anyway. So yeah, I need to put these on, and that is the worst part really. It's gonna be an absolute ball ache. So I've actually done this once before and it was horrible because this tyre is so tight around this rim. So whenever someone says that cyclists lack upper body strength, if you change your tyres, I don't think that's true, because this is really difficult. Oh gosh, I hate doing this. It's actually proper hard. I need to use my tyre levers. So getting this tyre over the rim was so difficult. It took me absolutely ages. So if you have any tips on how to do this better, more efficiently, then be sure to whack them in the comments. Okay, that's one half done. That took way longer than I thought. So yeah, so that's just one side of the tyre put in. I now need to do the other side, but first I need to put the inner tube in. So in true Blue Peter style, this is one which I prepared earlier. So I've got the valve extender on there to make it much longer, because previously this little bit here wasn't really enough, so I couldn't pump it up, so I had to buy this valve extender. A bit annoying, but that's just part of it, isn't it? First time doing this, there's obviously lots of things which are a bit confusing. All right, so let's get this done. So you might be wondering why these inner tubes are pink. These are actually latex inner tubes by Vittoria. So these are supposed to have lower rolling resistance as well. So not just the tyre and the wheels, also an inner tube upgrade. So altogether, this should be a massive upgrade. All right, so I've got the valve tube in. Now I'm gonna put the inner tube inside the tyre, and then we just got to put the tyre over. So we're getting there. The worst bit is going to be putting the tyre over the rim on the other side. That's where it will be tightest. Right, I'm just going to pump this inner tube up a little bit, just to give it some shape. Okay, let's do this.
One eternity later.
Alright, I finally got it done. That actually took ages, about a solid half an hour just to get these tyres on. It is so annoying. it's so tight and getting it over is just a proper hassle. So yeah, not good at all. All right, so I've got both wheels here. So I'm gonna compare my old wheel and the new one. So this is just the stock one which comes with the bike, the Trek bike, and it's a 32mm tire, and this is the front. And yeah, so let's put them on. So let's do the old wheel first. So this old wheel, my old front wheel, weighs in at a solid 1,719 grams, okay? So 1,719 for my old front wheel with its 32mm tire, and the new one measures in at 1,209 grams. So this upgrade has saved me 500 grams just on the front wheel, which is not bad at all, not too shabby. Okay, so that's the front wheel. Let's do the rear wheel. Okay, so let's have a look. Rear wheel. So this is with the cassette and all the other good stuff, cassette, brake, tire, everything. So the rear wheel weighs in at 2,296 grams. Don't judge how dirty my cassette is. So it's pretty damn heavy. 2 kilograms just for that wheel. And then the new one, new rear wheel, weighs in at 1,523 grams. So the difference between the old rear wheel and the new rear wheel is 800 grams. Oh, you can really feel the difference as well. So overall, I've saved 1,300 grams by upgrading to new wheels and new tires. So overall, that's pretty good. 1.3 kilograms, that's not a bad saving. And it should be even better than that because these wheels and these tires are much more aero. They're so much thinner. You can see here, like it's a 25mm tire rather than a 32. So let me put this up to the camera, see if you can see the difference. So it's a much smaller tire. So this should be quite a big difference. Anyway, I'm gonna put these on the bike, make sure the brakes are all adjusted, and then I'm gonna take it out for a ride and see how it goes. All right, let's skip to that. So the first thing I noticed about these new wheels is how loud they are when you're coasting. It's actually ridiculous. My old ones were pretty much silent, but these ones you're not going to be doing any sneaking up on people. So while I was messing around with the bike, I took the opportunity to change my brake pads, and I had to bed them in, so doing this in the rain probably isn't the best idea. So if that's not safe, then let me know, because I probably don't know any better. So it was a pretty horrible day outside, rainy, windy, not nice at all, but as winter is quickly approaching, I'm taking any opportunity to go outside, because within the next few weeks it's probably going to drop from like 10 degrees down to like 0, so then it'll be even worse. Alright, so I just got back from my first ever ride with this. It was actually chucking it down with rain, so any comparisons I did want to make aren't really probably going to be that accurate anyway. Not that you can really get that much from one ride. Alright, so my first thoughts are, it wasn't as uncomfortable as I thought it would be. Based on what I'd read on the internet about thinner tyres, I thought it was going to be horrible, bumpy, I would feel like everything in the road. But to be honest, it really didn't feel any different to normal. I don't know if that's because my bottom is particularly chubby, so it just sort of absorbs the bumps itself. But yeah, I really was expecting it to be much worse. For reference, I was running these at 100 PSI. The new tyres at 100 PSI, the old ones I used to run at about 70 PSI. So yeah, these didn't feel that bad. I don't know if that's because they're carbon, they're absorbing more of the bumps or anything like that. But the frame is aluminium, so I can't imagine it would make that much difference. So yeah, comfort was okay. I was surprised. I wasn't uncomfortable on these. I thought it'd be much worse. Yeah, what else is there? Alright, so I just want to talk about the grip for a moment. When I used my old wheels in the rain, it was actually quite terrifying. I could just like squeeze the brakes a tiny bit and the back wheel would like slide out. But with these ones, I would really have to grab the brakes a lot to make them slide. So there's definitely much more grip on this newer tyre, which you would expect because this is like a 50-pound tyre. So yeah, I mean, you're getting what you pay for, I guess. Lots of grip. I'm looking forward to trying this in the dry because yeah, I should be able to absolutely throw this around corners without any fear. Whereas with my old ones, I would have to be quite tentative all the time, really. So yeah, that's the grip. What else is there? All right, so in terms of speed, I did find these are quite a bit faster than my current wheels. Obviously, it's pretty hard to compare that. I haven't like done any proper scientific tests. I just did like a loop, which I normally do in my area. So I'll put the stats up on the screen. So you can see I went 0.4 kilometers per hour faster, and that was in the rain compared to in the dry. And I also managed to put out less power. So faster for about 20 less watts is pretty decent. So that's a combination of the tires having less rolling resistance and the aerodynamics of the wheel. I did read that the aerodynamics of the wheel are more important at higher speeds, so I probably didn't take as much advantage of the aerodynamics as possible. Also, the biggest factor of the aerodynamics is yourself, so if you're like getting yourself into a tiny position, that's going to be much more important than having the aeroest wheels possible. So that's worth bearing in mind as well. So you can get as aero wheels as you want, but if you're like riding out wide like this, then it's not going to make much difference. So that is something I'm going to think about in the future. I'm going to try and make the whole bike more aero. For example, at the moment, the front of my bike has like so much stuff on it, and I normally have a camera sitting here which absolutely blocks the wind, and I've got a pump right here on the frame as well, and that can't be particularly aero. So now that I've got some aero wheels, I'm definitely going to try to upgrade the rest of my bike to make it more aero, see how much difference that makes. So obviously it's just the first time I've ever taken these wheels out, so I'm going to be doing an in-depth review once I've had them for a longer amount of time. So if you want to see that, be sure to stick around. I will have a discount code for you in the next video, so be sure to subscribe and like the video if you want to get in on that. So yeah, I'm just one guy in his bedroom making videos about bikes, so when companies send me some stuff like this, I really appreciate it, because to be honest, I would not have been able to buy these wheels just on my own because they are pretty damn expensive. So a big shout out to 9Velo for sending me these. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.